Hi my lovely people, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, a warm welcome to you as well. I hope you consider subscribing to my channel. It's right there, that red button, click that, and the notification bell next to it for all notifications so that you will never miss my videos. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram because I post a lot of really fun stuff on Instagram and I make announcements on Instagram like giveaway winners. So today I'm here with the most amazing amber dominant fragrances in my collection. You guys, I have a ton of amber dominant fragrances in my collection. I know I had a lot, but boy, I have a lot. I decided to do all the fragrances, designer and niche, in one video. I was considering doing two videos, one niche and one designer, but I decided to put them together so you guys can see them all in one video. And to keep the time short, I'm going to be very quick on each of the fragrances. So if you want to see the most amazing amber fragrances in my collection and hear my thoughts on them, just keep watching. So before we get started with the fragrances, I want to talk to you about amber. So what is amber? The note, fragrance note, amber, what is it? Well, amber looks like this. I'll put a picture of it up here. It's a resin note that's quite sweet and a little bit powdery. It is, you know, kind of has a balsamic feel to it. It is a very beautiful, sexy fragrance note that is very, very oriental. It is a fragrance note that is added to fragrances to make them smell oriental a lot of the times. And amber usually is in the base of fragrances, not always, but a lot of the times. I would say 90%, 95% of the time, you find amber in the base of fragrance compositions. Contrary to the popular belief, amber is actually a fantasy fragrance note, you guys, as in it's not something that's found naturally in nature. It's not a fragrance ingredient that you derive from nature. It is a fragrance ingredient created with other fragrance ingredients like vanilla, benzoin, balsam ingredients, styrax, labdanum, those sorts of fragrance ingredients. It's a mix. This video is for those of you who are amber fanatics, amber fiends, amber lovers, whatever you want to call yourselves, you know, the people who just love ambery fragrances, the sexy, warm, oriental ambery fragrances. I have to start this video with the queen of amber fragrances. I must. This is the most beautiful amber dominant ambery fragrance I have ever smelled. It is amber through and through. It's gorgeous. Even the juice color looks very ambery. This is none other than Maison Francis Christian Grand Soir. You guys, this is the most beautiful amber fragrance ever. I would say it's the #1 amber fragrance, bar none. This is mainly amber and vanilla. Those are the two biggest fragrance ingredients that I smell. There's a huge dose of amber and a big dose of vanilla, but mostly amber in this fragrance. So that vanilla scent in here comes from tonka bean and vanilla and benzoin. So like I said, it's a huge vanilla accord that's in this fragrance that comes from all those three vanilla smelling fragrance notes. Vanilla, tonka bean, but that smells like a deeper vanilla, and then benzoin, that is a resin note that smells like vanilla. This also has a little bit of labdanum, which is a fragrance note that smells a little bit like a little hint of leather. So yeah, there's a huge dose of amber, there's vanilla, there's benzoin, tonka bean, labdanum. It's such a stunning fragrance. It smells very sexy, very oriental, very interesting, you know. It is definitely a very alluring, warm, cozy scent. I just want to let you know, if you guys want to buy any of the Maison Francis Christian fragrances, including Grand Soir, I have a discount code down in the description box to buy them on Twisted Lily. That is the best price that I've ever seen for Maison Francisca Jean fragrances, because MFK ones, they're not even available on discount websites for like lower prices than the original price. You know, they tend to be, MFK ones tend to be more expensive on discount websites than the original price even. I don't know why, but on Twisted Lily 10% is a really good discount for MFK fragrances. I'll link that information down in the description box for you guys. Yeah, this is the most beautiful amber fragrance in the world. This is Maison Francisca Jean Grand Soir. So next I have another niche amber fragrance that's super sweet. This was a recent release just last year, late last year. This is Khayali Invite Only Amber 23. This one is a very interesting complex fragrance composition. That amber, you can smell that sweet amber, and there's more sweetness to this fragrance than what you would normally expect. Like for example, Grand Soir is not too sweet, but this one is quite sweet. This is a very amber dominant fragrance. You can smell the amber, but it's a very sweet amber fragrance. So you guys, this fragrance is a very amber dominant fragrance, but it also has other very interesting fragrance notes like cherry, there's honey, there's tobacco, there's chocolate, there is a little bit of oud, there is vanilla, there's a little bit of rose, I believe, in here too. There's sandalwood, there's musk, there's patchouli. So yeah, this is a very interesting fragrance. This one, you guys, is a very sensual, very oriental fragrance. It is definitely a cold weather fragrance. You cannot wear this in warm weather, believe me. It is a beautiful, sweet amber fragrance. If you love amber, if you're an amber fiend, amber fanatic, amber lover, whatever you want to call yourself, this is a good one for you. This is Khayali Invite Only Amber 23. So next I have a gorgeous amber fragrance that is woody and oriental from one of my favorite fragrance houses. It's none other than Azeroth Overture. You guys, this one, like I said, is very ambery. It's very amber dominant fragrance. It's woody, it's got vanilla, it's got some warm spices, it's balsamic, it's got a little hint of greenness in this fragrance, some citruses. So obviously it has a massive dose of amber. It also has like that sensual sandalwood. There's cashmere, which is also a cozy fragrance note. There's incense, adding to that oriental smell of this fragrance. There are beautiful florals like ylang ylang, rose, jasmine. That's really stunning in this composition. There are some citrus notes like mandarin orange. There's, I believe, fig leaf or something that is adding a tiny hint of green to this fragrance. It is such a beautiful, and of course warm spices. I think cinnamon or something in here that is beautiful and warm and adds to that beautiful cozy warmness of this fragrance. It is, like I said, smells very oriental, very sensual, very sexy. It's a sexy amber fragrance. Yeah, this is just gorgeous. I love this fragrance. This is Azeroth Overture. Next I have a very interesting amber dominant fragrance. This one is mainly like amber smelling, but this has also a lot of really interesting fragrance accords like cacao, coffee. It is a beautiful fragrance. It's very spicy, I would say. This one is none other than Azeroth Golden Dala. Like I said, this is a ambery juice. Definitely very ambery, smells super oriental. It's also very super warm, spicy fragrance. You can smell the spices in here. I know there's definitely cardamom, there's got to be clove, there's got to be cinnamon in here. Like I said, you guys, this has got a lot of really beautiful exotic spices. This obviously has a massive dose of amber. It's got coffee, there's cacao in it, there's oud in here, adding to that oriental spices and amber, everything that smells oriental here. There's of course rose in this fragrance, again adding to that oriental feeling. There's incense, there are some nutty notes like hazelnuts. It is a beautifully warm, spicy amber fragrance. It's a very spicy, warm amber fragrance. It smells kind of like you know, a very sexy ambery Turkish coffee, really. So yeah, it is a amber dominant fragrance, but you can also smell those exotic spices. You can smell the coffee. It smells like a Turkish coffee a little bit. It is a gorgeous, sensual, very warm, cozy kind of amber fragrance that you can wear on a very cold night, trying to warm up, you know, feel warm. But I will say this is not a safe blind buy because the spiciness in this fragrance is super strong. You can smell the cardamom, the cinnamon, the clove, I'm guessing that's in here too. You can smell the spices in this fragrance. And if you're not a lover of super spicy fragrances, although this has a huge dose of amber that makes it sweet as well, it is definitely, you can smell the spiciness of this fragrance with the coffee in here and chocolate, things like that. So yeah, not a safe blind buy, but I really love this fragrance because I have nothing like it. This is very much a unisex fragrance. Men and women can both wear it. Some say they think it smells feminine, some think it smells masculine. To me, it's right in the middle. This is Xerjoff Golden Dala. Next, I have in my hands one of my favorite luxury designer house fragrances from my favorite fragrance line it ever came out with. This one is from Christianlouboutin from the Lubi World collection. This one is Christianlouboutin Lubi Prince Ontons. This is an intense fragrance that they released with 2 other intense fragrances. By the way, I did a review of all 3 of them. I will link that video up here and down in the description box for you to check out. There's a full review of it, so I'm not going to spend too much time here. This one is a super ambery sweet fragrance. This is very much amber vanilla fragrance, kind of like Grand Soir, but Grand Soir is the queen of amber fragrances, I'm telling you. This one is not exactly like Grand Soir, but this one stands on its own. Gorgeous amber vanilla fragrance. You can smell the sweetness of vanilla, which complements amber super well. By the way, amber and vanilla, match made in heaven, you guys. It's also woody, it's sweet, it's a little musky, it's very balsamic. There are some beautiful balsam notes in here, and it's a little bit spicy. So as you know, the Lubi World collection, they only reveal like 3 fragrance notes in the entire collection for each fragrance. Same with this one. So only 3 notes we know about. There's labdanum, there's sandalwood, and tonka bean in this fragrance, but we know there are more fragrance notes than that. The biggest one they forgot about, amber, which is so ambery that I cannot believe that they didn't reveal the fact that there's a massive dose of amber in this fragrance, you guys. This is a very amber dominant fragrance. There's definitely a huge dose of amber, and I'm also assuming it's not just tonka bean in this fragrance that's giving that vanilla accord. I'm assuming there's vanilla, and maybe benzoin too, you know, because the vanilla scent is quite strong, just like the amber in here. That sensual woody note, sandalwood, is very sensual, adding to the sensuality of this fragrance. This is a very sensual fragrance. The labdanum is, you know, like I said, it's a slightly sort of leather fragrance note that has leather nuances to it. So yeah, there's labdanum in Grand Soir too. So this composition is quite close to Grand Soir, but Grand Soir is better than this one, but this one is a close second. It's very beautiful amber vanilla fragrance, very kind of balsamic too, by the way. Grand Soir is not, so that's probably why Grand Soir is probably more mass filling, because it's very kind of sweet vanilla amber fragrance. It's not really balsamic per se. I don't think there are any balsam notes in it. This one has some balsam notes in it, definitely. I'm guessing some kind of resin note, like it could be myrrh, I don't know. There's something in here that's balsamic. Yeah, beautiful fragrance, you guys. I just love the way it smells. Very ambery, very sensual. It's very oriental smelling as well. So yeah, this is a Ontons level fragrance, which means it's a little bit more than eau de parfum in oil concentration. I believe Ontons is anywhere above 18 and below 25. I can't remember now, but yeah. This one is Christian Louboutin Lubi Prince. Next, I have a very ambery fragrance from also Christian Louboutin Lubi World Collection. It's another intense fragrance. This one is Christian Louboutin Lubi Charm. This one is very much a rose amber fragrance. It's got a lot of amber and it's got a lot of rose in here. You can smell the rose with that massive dose of amber. There's obviously a little bit of vanilla in here too that I can smell. It's kind of smoky, it's balsamic, warm, spicy, and maybe some fresh spices too. Yeah, it smells a little oudi, but I don't know if there's oud in here. In this case, they've revealed 4 fragrance notes in this fragrance. There's incense, there's rose and geranium, and then there's patchouli. Rose and geranium kind of go together, kind of almost like one fragrance note, you know. Obviously, there's a lot of amber in this fragrance that they have not revealed. There are some balsam notes, I feel like, in here, some spice notes. Yeah, this smells very much like a sweet vanilla rose fragrance, kind of like dark and mysterious, like oud satin mood. It's got that same sort of femme fatale, dark, baddie kind of vibes to this fragrance, very mysterious. This one is Christian Louboutin Lubi Charm. Next, I have a super amber dominant fragrance in my hands, you guys. This one smells beautiful. It is from also the Christian Louboutin Lubi World Collection. This is Christian Louboutin Lubi Crock. This one, you guys, is an eau de parfum from the eau de parfum 7 in the collection, in the Lubi World Collection. This is a very ambery fragrance. It is balsamic. It's quite a balsamic fragrance from the myrrh that's in this fragrance. There's quite a bit of myrrh in here that make it smell so oriental, along with the vanilla that's in here. Very oriental fragrance. It's a little bit sweet. It's got some warm spices. It's a very aromatic fragrance. Again, they have only revealed 3 fragrance notes in this fragrance. There's myrrh in the opening. There is nargamota, which is like an herbally, kind of sexy herbally fragrance note, and then there is sandalwood in the base. So yeah, you guys, it is a gorgeous, sensual, very like dark, oriental, sensual fragrance. It smells beautiful. It lasts a long time. Projection is amazing, by the way. Same with the other Christian Louboutin ones I talked about. Good performance. This one is Christian Louboutin Lubi Crock. Next, I have a gorgeous, very popular ambery fragrance from the Christian Dior Privé line. This is Christian Dior Amber Nuit. I just added this to my collection. I just hauled it. I will link that haul video up here and down in the description box. You guys, this is a beautiful amber fragrance. It's very ambery and floral. It's an amber floral fragrance. Very heavy in amber and very floral, so it smells divine. So you guys, this one has some citruses in the opening. It has soft spices like pink pepper. There's rose in this fragrance. I think it's damask rose. And this has ambergris, which is another type of ambergris. It is a usually the original amber, in this case ambergris, is actually from the gut of sperm whales. So it is, ambergris is a type of amber that does occur naturally, but I know that they don't really use the naturally occurring ambergris anymore really in fragrances. So yeah, this one has a lot of ambergris and amber. There are some woody notes and some patchouli. You can't really barely smell the patchouli. I would say you almost don't smell the patchouli in here, but the gorgeous ambergris and the amber really prominent, and the beautiful damask rose and the other florals that are not revealed, that are obviously in this fragrance, maybe some white florals that smell divine. It's a bouquet of florals with a big large dose of amber. It's really what this fragrance is. Beautiful fragrance, very sexy, very good in performance. It projects really well, lasts a very long time. This one is Christian Dior Amber Nuit. So the next niche fragrance I have in my hands is one of those super luxury niche fragrance houses. Their fragrances are super expensive. This one is one of those once in a lifetime kind of fragrances, you know. This house is known for signature scents of some very, very prominent historical figures like Hemingway, John F. Kennedy, and Audrey Hepburn. You guys, their signature scents were from this fragrance house. This is none other than Kriegler Lovely Patchouli 55 Night. Like you can tell, the juice is quite ambery. This one is a patchouli amber dominant fragrance. You guys, you can smell that beautiful amber, the sweetness from amber with that gorgeous slightly earthy patchouli that is not dirty. It's a very edible, sweet kind of patchouli almost. It's so gorgeous. My mouth is watering, by the way. It smells beautiful. This is very much a unisex fragrance. I would say men and women can both wear it, but it smells super sweet that I think it smells beautiful on women. Like I said, it has a huge dose of amber. There are woody notes in this fragrance. It is got a big dose of patchouli, but don't be scared by patchouli, you guys. It's a beautiful, lovely patchouli that's in this fragrance. Seriously, it's very warm, spicy, it's balsamic, it's sweet, it's a little bit musky, and it's teensy bit earthy, not in an off-putting way. It's beautiful. It's a very sweet smelling, amber sweet smelling fragrance with that gorgeous combination of amber and patchouli. Make it smell like the patchouli in here, the amber, the big amber dose in this fragrance makes the patchouli smell edible, even though it's slightly earthy. You know, this has got a huge dose of amber. There's vanilla, there's patchouli, there's musk, there is a little bit of citrus in here, but very little. But yeah, that amber, the sweetness from amber and vanilla with that patchouli is really beautiful, guys. This was my scent on New Year's Eve. I wanted to start the new year with the most luxurious fragrance in my collection. Yeah, this is Kriegler Lovely Patchouli 55 Night. So if you guys want to see the more affordable designer fragrances, they're coming up. Stay tuned. Be patient. Next, I have a very vanilla heavy fragrance that also has a massive dose of amber in it. It's a very amber vanilla fragrance. There again, it is known for mostly the vanilla in it, but it is got a huge dose of amber that makes this fragrance beautiful. You can tell by the juice. This is Guerlain Spiritus Double Vanille from Guerlain's Privé collection. Again, you can tell by the juice color, it's quite an ambery fragrance. This fragrance, you guys, is a beautiful amber vanilla fragrance with a massive dose of amber, massive dose of vanilla. This also has beautiful warmness to it, like warm spices in here. It's quite balsamic, it's sweet, it's a little bit powdery. It's got a little hint of smokiness to it. It's kind of like the smokiness you get in Givenchy Haute Couture. So it's kind of like similar in this fragrance, like it's very sexy, that slight smokiness. Beautiful fragrance with that oriental smelling amber with the slight bit of smokiness. That smokiness comes from the incense that's in this fragrance, which adds to that oriental vibes of this fragrance. This also has beautiful florals like rose, jasmine, ylang ylang. There is that sensual sandalwood in here. There's of course that massive dose of amber, huge dose of amber with that vanilla and benzoin in the base that gives it that huge vanilla accord. Yeah, this one is a gorgeous amber vanilla fragrance. Mainly you can smell the vanilla and amber. This is Guerlain Spiritus Double Vanille. So next I have a very super ambery fragrance with a dominant patchouli accord in it too. This one I believe sadly is being discontinued, you guys. You can still buy it. I'll link it down in the description box, but this is one you should get your hands on before it goes away. If it does go away, I don't know, I heard rumors that it's being discontinued. This one is Christian Dior Miss Dior Le Parfum. You guys, this one is a hugely amber fragrance, as you can tell by the juice color. Very ambery juice. This one is very massively amber juice, but this has a good dose of patchouli in here too. You can smell the patchouli. But there again, that's patchouli just only adds to the sexiness of the amber. That amber with the patchouli. The patchouli is not off-putting. It is not dirty. It doesn't smell, you know, too earthy. It's really lovely in here. It's got a lot of like rose, it's got vanilla, it's got citruses, it's quite warm, spicy. It's got a little bit of earthiness from the patchouli. It's very balsamic. It's a very kind of sexy nighttime wear type of fragrance. It is a fragrance that you want to wear in the colder months. If you're going to wear it in the warmer months, make sure to wear it at nighttime. It's kind of a go out nighttime kind of fragrance. So you guys, this has mandarin orange, there's Turkish and Bulgarian rose. So two beautiful smelling rose notes in here. There is a massive dose of amber, massive dose of vanilla and patchouli in this fragrance. Beautiful, beautiful fragrance, you guys. You smell the amber the most, you smell the rose, you smell the vanilla, and you smell that tiny hint of patchouli. Mystère Le Parfum. So the next one in my hand is a fragrance that I just added to my collection. I haven't even hauled it yet on my channel. I will be hauling it very soon. This one is a beautiful, beautiful, super oriental smelling, super amber dominant fragrance. It doesn't get any amberier than this. You guys, I'm telling you, this one is from the Carolina Herrera Privé line. This is Carolina Herrera Gold Incense. Oh my goodness, you guys. Whew, this fragrance. This one's hard to get a hold of, you guys. If you want this fragrance, go to Fragrance Buy. They have it. It's hard, next to impossible to find this fragrance. Seriously, you have to go to the Middle East to get it anymore. Honestly, like the Carolina Herrera Privé line fragrances period are very difficult to find. If you want this one, I got this on Fragrance Buy. That's the only place I found it for a decent price. I saw people selling this fragrance on reseller websites for like 300, 400, a ridiculous amount of money because it's hard to find now. But you can buy this on Fragrance Buy. That's where I got it from. Run, you guys, don't walk. I will link it down in the description box. Go there. If you don't know what the website is, click on that link down in the description box. You guys, this fragrance, this is a super ambery fragrance that's quite balsamic, quite woody. It's got a little bit of smokiness from the incense. It is got some warm spices. It's powdery, it's a little musky. It's quite the aromatic fragrance. This has exotic florals like marigold in this fragrance. There's beautiful warm spices like cinnamon. There's angelica. You know, angelica is kind of like musky, rooty kind of fragrance note that you get in Angelique Noir, Guerlain Angelique Noir. This has got labdanum. This has got woody notes like sandalwood. There's incense in this fragrance. There might be more woody notes than sandalwood, maybe like cedar too. There's incense in this fragrance. Obviously that massive, humongous dose of amber in this fragrance. It's a super ambery fragrance. And then of course it's got a huge dose of vanilla. Whenever there's amber in fragrances, I feel like there's vanilla always. They kind of complement each other, you know. It's kind of like a match made in heaven. This is again super beautiful. By the way, don't you love this magnetic cap? I love the bottle, you guys. I love the Carolina Herrera Privé line bottles. They're so cool, so different. Very magnetic, by the way. This would be, I would say, a unisex fragrance, but I'm telling you, on women, smells so good. Carolina Herrera Gold Incense. Next, I have a super ambery fragrance, super ambery, but it's different from all the amber fragrances I've talked about so far. This one is super ambery, but this is a fruity ambery fragrance, you know. It's got a little bit of fruitiness about it. This is from my favorite line of the Giorgio Armani fragrances. It's from the Sea fragrance line. You guys know I love Sea fragrances, and that blackcurrant note is a signature across the board for the Sea perfumes. Same in this one. Yeah, this has got a huge dose of amber. This one is Sea Le Parfum by Giorgio Armani. This fragrance, you guys, is being discontinued or has been discontinued. I don't know. This one is a gorgeous amber fragrance. As you can tell, it's a super ambery fragrance with that ambery juice right there. But this one, you guys, is a fruity ambery fragrance. Like I said, it's quite balsamic. It's got a lot of vanilla. It's a little bit sweet. It's got a little bit of patchouli, some florals. It's a little tiny bit earthy, but the patchouli is not super dominant in this fragrance, by the way. So this has that juicy blackcurrant note in the opening that's really super juicy with some citruses. There's incense in this fragrance, adding to that oriental vibes of the amber, the massive dose of amber in this fragrance. There's jasmine and osmanthus in this fragrance. Osmanthus is that yellow floral that smells a little bit like apricot or honey, apricots dipped in honey, whatever. There's of course jasmine, you know what jasmine smells like. There's a massive dose of amber, of course, in this fragrance. There's vanilla and benzoin, so there's quite a bit of vanilla scent to this fragrance. And there's patchouli, very little hint of patchouli. It's not very overpowering or anything like that. This one is C Le Parfum by Giorgio Armani. Next, I have another fruity amber fragrance from the same fragrance line, of course, C. This is C Ontons by Giorgio Armani. This one is the 2021 version of the Ontons, C Ontons. There was a C Ontons before that was in that black bottle. Yeah, this one smells so much more delicious because of the beautiful, huge, massive dose of amber in this fragrance, you guys. As you can tell, there's quite a bit of amber, that ambery juice in here. This one, you guys, smells so amazing. I think this is better than the previous C Ontons because of the added amber. The heightened, massive dose of amber in this fragrance is what's making this smell so much even more sexy than the previous version of C Ontons, which is also amazing. But you guys, oh, the amber in here is so beautiful, that sweet amber. This has got warm spicy notes. It's woody. It's got a big rose scent in here, a lot of rose. There's a, like did I say, a little bit of patchouli. It's quite the aromatic fragrance. It's like a little bit, there's a hint of green in here. So like I said, this has that juicy blackcurrant note, which makes it fruity. There's rose, there's davana. It's kind of like a green, herbally kind of fragrance note that's probably adding that a slight hint of herbally sexiness. And of course, that massive dose of amber in here. There's a massive dose of benzoin, and there is patchouli in this fragrance. I feel like there are other balsam notes. Maybe the balsam comes from just from the benzoin, but I feel like there's other balsam notes in here as well. But it's mainly ambery and fruity, you guys. It's a gorgeous, juicy, ambery fragrance that's beautiful. You can wear this, you know, all year round. Actually, it's one of those fragrances you can wear all year round. You can wear it in the colder months because of the amber and stuff, but it's also fruity, which lends itself to warmer months as well. It's one of those fragrances that's really versatile. This one you can wear anywhere from like to the office to, you know, to go out, whatever, that kind of fragrance. Giorgio Armani C Ontons. In my hand, I have quite the ambery treat, you guys. This one is super sexy amber fragrance, very amber dominant, very oriental smelling, gorgeous ambery fragrance. This one is Valentino Valentina Mer Absoluto. Oh my goodness, you guys, this is one of the most beautiful amber fragrances ever. This has that gorgeous myrrh that makes it quite balsamic. It smells very oriental, very sexy. That amber, you can smell the amber. It's very massive, huge, massive dose of amber. With that myrrh, amber goes so well with myrrh, it's not even funny. So this has got a huge dose of amber. There's a massive dose of vanilla, so it's amber vanilla. There is of course that myrrh that's gorgeous and balsamic. There's a leather accord in here with the from the leather note that's in here that makes it quite sexy, adds to that sexiness of the fragrance, gives it like a very kind of, you know, luxurious type of touch. You know, of course, it's got some yellow florals that make it super beautiful and super alluring. It's got warm spices, it's powdery, it's a little musky. So you guys, this has a huge dose of amber and huge dose of vanilla, of course. There's that myrrh, and then there is jasmine and ylang ylang. There's musk in this fragrance. It's a super sexy fragrance. It is very much a dark, mysterious, sexy kind of fragrance, you know. It is definitely nighttime wear and colder months type fragrance. Definitely cold months, nighttime wear. If you wear it in warm months, Please wear it at nighttime, you guys. It's quite strong. It lasts forever, projects really, really well. Gorgeous, stunning, sexy fragrance, super ambery. Beautiful with that myrrh in this fragrance and that massive dose of vanilla. This is Valentino Valentina Mer Absoluto. Next, I have a super amber vanilla fragrance also in my hands. This is quite balsamic as well. It smells quite oriental. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous oriental smelling amber vanilla fragrance. Unfortunately, it has been discontinued, but you can still get a hold of it. I believe there are a couple of places that you can still find this at. I'll find that information and link it down below for you guys. You can still find it. I'll link it down in the description box. This is Mugler Alien Essence Absolue. This one, I can smell it right off the atomizer here. This is again very ambery fragrance, like number one, you know, accord is amber. You can tell by the very dark amber juice, right? So yeah, there's a massive dose of vanilla in here as well. It's got a lot of white florals and therefore a little bit animalic. It's got balsamic smelling fragrance notes in here, like balsamic notes. It's powdery. It's got some warm spices, some woody notes. You guys, it has jasmine, which is like the dominant white floral in here. There's cashmere and there's orris root, which is powdery. There's a huge dose of amber, like a massive dose of amber. There's a massive dose of vanilla. And then this also has myrrh and incense, which makes it super oriental. It's kind of like a slightly smoky oriental amber vanilla fragrance. The myrrh makes it kind of balsamic, quite balsamic, oriental smelling. Like the myrrh, amber, and incense, all three of them make it smell very, very oriental. Gorgeous fragrance, way better than the original Alien, if you ask me. These are very two different fragrances, of course, but this is so much better than Alien, if you ask me. This is Mugler Alien Essence Absolue. So next I have another fragrance from Mugler. This is from the Mirror collection. This came in a beautiful mirrored box. I hold it in one of my hauls. I'll link it up here and down in the description box. This one is Miroir de Majestic. You guys, this one is a white floral fragrance with a massive dose of amber. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous white floral amber fragrance. It's quite aromatic from all the fragrance notes that are in here. That's very oriental. It's got oud adding to the oriental vibes, warm spices, of course. And then this has that gorgeous leather accord in here, you guys, that makes it super sexy and luxurious. It's very aromatic fragrance. This has beautiful spices like cardamom, coriander. There is beautiful white florals like jasmine, orange blossom. There's that oud in this fragrance that doesn't smell like a barnyard oud. It's beautiful. The wood is very well blended into the composition. You can't like really pick it out very strongly. And then of course this has that gorgeous suede in there that gives it that leather accord with that luxurious sexiness. And then of course that huge massive dose of amber, you guys. Very, very ambery. White floral and amber and that leather. You can smell those three the most. Beautiful fragrance, as you can tell. This is a very ambery juice. Yeah, this is again a white floral amber fragrance. I would say beautiful for, you know, warmer months, nighttime wear, I would say. And you can wear this even in the colder months. It's one of those, again, fragrances that are quite versatile. You can wear it nighttime in warmer months and then in the colder months as well. This is gorgeous. This is Miroir de Majestic. Next, I have a super amber dominant fragrance from Chanel. This one is the most amber dominant one in the Chanel line. This is Coco Chanel. You guys, this one is massively amber fragrance. Very, very ambery. You can smell the amber. Again, it has that Chanel DNA with that gorgeous vintage classy scent, you know. It's got quite a bit of warmness to it with the warm spices. It's powdery, it's sweet, it's got some vanilla, some white florals, some like rose. You guys, this is a beautiful complex fragrance composition. Got a lot of florals in here, like, you know, jasmine, rose, mimosa, clover. There's so many florals in here. There are some warm spices like coriander, there's cloves. Of course, there's a huge dose of amber, you guys, in here in the base, massive dose of amber. There's vanilla and tonka bean, giving a big vanilla accord to this fragrance. There's civet, you know, it's like that animalic fragrance note. You know, it's hard to describe. There's labdanum with that slight leather nuances. Yeah, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. It's it has that vintage vibes, the classy vintage kind of luxurious, expensive vibes to it. It's very much an amber fragrance, as you can tell by the juice. This is Coco Chanel. Next, I have a very amber heavy fragrance with a lot of citrus, warm spices, woody notes. It's very kind of oriental smelling as well. This is very much a vintage fragrance. I mean vintage fragrance. And you know the house that makes a lot of vintage fragrances, just like Chanel, it is a Guerlain. Of course, this is Guerlain Shalimar Eau de Parfum. This one, you guys, smells this is quite a unique fragrance, and it's very much vintage smelling. I mean, very vintage smelling. Smells, I don't want to say mature, but it smells grown up, you know. This has got a huge dose of amber with a lot of citruses, the woody notes, there are a lot of it. This is kind of smoky. It's got a leather accord in here. It's quite the interesting fragrance. Very oriental smelling. Like I said, you guys, there's a lot of citruses in there. I can't remember everything, like every citrus under the sun in this fragrance. This has beautiful florals like jasmine, rose, iris, which iris is of course powdery. It's a little bit earthy with the patchouli and vetiver that's in here. There's of course that massive dose of amber in the base. There is you know, sandalwood. There's incense with that oriental smokiness. There's of course vanilla and tonka bean both, I think. There's civet in here. There's musk. I think that there's a little too much civet in here, if you ask me, and a little too much citrus for my taste. I think if they had dialed down the citruses a little bit, it would have been much better. It's very interesting, but it's very, very vintage smelling. I have it in my collection because it's a classic. You have to have it. I gotta be honest, I don't wear it as much as I should. Again, it smells super vintage, super grown up. So it calls for a certain kind of occasion, you know what I mean? So yeah, this is Guerlain Shalimar. Next, I have a very sweet vanilla amber fragrance in my hands that I heard during my last premiere. One of my subbies told me that it's being discontinued. Oh my goodness, I hope not. If it is true, and I believe her, it must be. I just ordered a backup, you guys, of this fragrance because I am not living without this fragrance. I'm telling you, it is gorgeous. It is a very a dark, mysterious, super sexy, femme fatale kind of fragrance. It's very sweet and delicious. This is Tom Ford Noir Parfum. Oh my goodness, you guys, you know how much I love this fragrance. It's so, so sexy. It is vanilla heavy. It's got a huge dose of amber. It's very sweet. From that kufi note that's in here, I'll explain what that is. It's quite balsamic. It's got powderiness in it. It actually has quite a few citruses in this fragrance. And there's ginger with that ginger zing in it in the opening. This has that kufi note, which is an ice cream dessert, Indian ice cream dessert, which adds like that lactonic vibe to this fragrance with that milkiness, you know, a little bit of milkiness. So which is so amazing. This has got that gorgeous rose, orange blossom, jasmine. In the base, you get that massive dose of vanilla, and you get that huge dose of amber. You get that sensual sandalwood and mastic, which is a balsam resin fragrance note that smells balsamic, which is why it's balsamic. It's a gorgeous amber vanilla fragrance that's super sweet, balsamic, and very sexy. And if it's being discontinued, you guys, I recommend you stock this up. This is Tom Ford Noir Parfum. Next, I have a very affordable amber fragrance, amber dominant fragrance in my hands. This one is Banana Republic's Dark Cherry and Ember. This one, you guys, is quite ambery. This fragrance has got a little bit of a Baccarat Rouge vibe. You know, the amber in here, yeah, you can smell the amber. You know how the ambergris smells like in Baccarat Rouge 540. That's kind of how the kind of amber you have here, like an ambergris kind of amber, you know. This has got cherry, of course, in this fragrance. I think sour cherry. There's freesia. There's like a cherry blossom in this fragrance as well. And then this has praline, which adds that sort of gorgeous sort of, you know, gourmand hint to this fragrance, added with that massive dose of amber with the sweetness of amber too. It's really, really beautiful. And then this has some woody notes in it, you guys. This one is quite an affordable fragrance. I wouldn't say it's very long lasting, but it's not bad either. You know what? It smells similar to Christian Siriano's fragrance, the Ooh La La, I believe it is. Yeah, this is Banana Republic, Dark Cherry, and Ember. So that's it, you guys. Those are my super ambery fragrances that are super sexy from my collection. Niche and designer, luxury, affordable. I had all types of ambers in this fragrance list, you guys. Something for everybody. There's an amber fragrance for everybody in this list, you know. I hope you enjoyed my amber fragrances, you guys. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That red button right there. Ring the notification bell next to it for all notifications. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, and also head on over to my other beauty and makeup channel and show some support there as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you in my next video.